So here go the icebreaker. Who is Baruch?
Baruch. Man, Baruch is, first of all, Baruch is it's a name that was passed down to me from my dad. So my dad's name was Baruch. And it's a Hebrew name that means blessed. So I'm just a young man just trying to live up to the name that God has given me. So Baruch is trying to be a blessing to others, anyone I come in contact with, and trying to be a blessing to this life that God has given me. So just an artist, minister, a entrepreneur, a husband, a father, and a son. So yeah.
Amen. And you share with me behind the scene who Baruch was in the Bible. You
Yeah.
mind sharing with the family?
Yeah. So a lot of people are familiar with Jeremiah, but a lot of people may not dig deep to know that Baruch was the scribe for Jeremiah. And what a scribe is a writer, someone that wrote on the scrolls and different things. So in the Bible, people had people to write for them. And that's what Baruch was for Jeremiah. He's someone that was with him and that took note and took account in what would actually events taking place. So, right.
Amen. Yes, sir. That's dope. I like that, and I like that name was passed down to you as well, in the significant meaning behind your name, and I think that's very dope. So, Baruch, tell us where you're from.
I'm from Rock Island, Illinois. That's the Midwest. That's the Quad Cities. I was born in Melrose Park, right outside Chicago, and raised in Rock Island, Illinois, 2 hours away. And yeah, just a small town in Illinois.
So what's it like growing up in a small town like Rock Out?
It's very, very diverse because you have people. We have an army base here called the Arsenal, and people from all over move here. So there's every ethnic background here, and it's really, really small. There's one high school. So from elementary to junior high, two junior highs, into high school, one high school. So we all know each other. Everyone, your mom know someone else's auntie, your auntie knows someone else's nephew, and everybody may know your teacher, may went to school with your pastor. Like, it's a small place where everybody knows each other, and there's pretty much no keeping to yourself. So
yes, sir. That's awesome though, because I think that, as the world, these big cities, and that to me feels like more of a old school. Like, if you get in trouble on this street, by the time you make it home, you may be disciplined and spanked or whatever before you get home, and then your parents getting the phone call even before you even reach the porch, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It takes a community to raise a child, is what they say. Yeah. So that's all right there. So how was your upbringing?
My upbringing was a little shifty. So my mom, she's just a church-going woman. Like, so I was raised in the church, but my mom and dad were married, but they eventually separated. If I had to look back, I say they separated sometime while I was in elementary. So with my upbringing being in a small town, my dad was always around. He was always around the corner. So, and he would always pop up at my house. So I felt like I had a two-parent household for quite some time until I got older and realized that I actually was raised by a single mother. So my mom and my sister, all through high school, all the way up to high school, up to college. And that was my upbringing: school and church, youth choir, Sunday school, usher board meetings. So I went to church for 18 years of my life until I got to make the own decision to do what I wanted to do. So,
amen. So you was basically born into the church then?
Yeah, that's all I knew growing up. I was in church more than school.
That's awesome. Who would you say your biggest influence growing up was?
Like, from a community standpoint, or just like what I may have heard on the radio or TV?
Like from a community standpoint, maybe.
His name would be Chris Britton. He was the youth director at a place called Christian Friendliness or Youth Hope, and it was one of the only black role models that I had outside the church, that he played basketball with the kids, he played games with the kids, he did lessons with the kids, and he was just someone I kind of he kind of mentored me just by me paying attention to him. Like, man, this is a guy right here that he says he's a Christian, he loves God, and he's not wearing like what I would used to call church clothes, and he's just having fun with his life. He's not really into being in the streets. And growing up, I didn't see men not in the streets too. Like, I always seen one foot in, one foot out. And just watching him, like, eventually was that seed that was planted into me that, man, I'm gonna give my life to Jesus.
Yes, sir. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, and he rapped. He rapped.
Oh, he rapped.
Cut you off, but he was a rapper. He was a poet, spoken word. He was very creative. So a lot of that poured into me.
Yes, sir. That's awesome. That is awesome.